Hello, this is the first in a series of videos which I hope is going to help you get to grips with playing one of these things, a 6-string guitar. I'm holding an acoustic guitar, we can tell that by the big hole here. In fact, when I strum it, it amplifies the sound itself and makes it come out louder than if that hole wasn't there. I've got an electric guitar over here. What I'm going to do with both of them is go over the sort of various parts of the guitar. I think it's important. I don't know if any of you drive. When you learn to drive, you probably got told that at the very least about the accelerator and the steering wheel and the brake pedal. And we got some important parts of the guitar we need to know a little bit about. So, a bit like us, we got body, neck and head. That's the easiest place to start. So, on our acoustic guitar, we got body, this big bit here. We've got the neck, one up here, and we've got the head here. Can call that the headstock, but this is certainly the body, the neck, and the head. Okay, on the head, we've got 6 of these metal things. These are called tuning pegs, or tuners, or machine heads. And you twist them to change the pitch of these things, these strings. Now, I mentioned a moment ago, we've got 6 strings. And these are tuned. I just tuned this guitar. So we start with the low E string. Now that's the lowest string on a standard tune guitar. If you play an electric guitar tuned to standard tuning, that would be the same note. And the highest note is another E string. And it's the same on the electric guitar. So we've got E and then another E. And between those 2 E strings, the lowest and the highest, we get E, A, D, G, B, and E. So, there's a mnemonic, there's a few mnemonics. The one I like to use is elephants, which gives us an E if we take the first letter of it. And is an A, donkeys, D, grow, G, big, B, ears, E. So if I just go through that sort of mnemonic saying again, elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. We need to remember that to be able to extract the first letter of each of those words to get E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, now let's do a quick recap. We got body, neck, head or headstock, and these tuners or tuning pegs or machine heads. We've got 6 strings. If you can remember those various body parts with the notes of the strings, next time you kind of grab your guitar after your first practice session, that would be fantastic. That's job number 1. Yeah? Now, let's not stop there. Let's add on a couple of details. So, as well as the body, neck and headstock and tuners, there's a few other bits we need to know about. Guitars have a thing called a bridge. This thing here where the strings join the body. Yeah? And on the bridge, there's a little saddle. And on an acoustic guitar like this, you get some string pegs like this to hold the strings in place. So we've got bridge, saddle, pegs. Yeah? Now, one thing I mentioned about this acoustic guitar was this big hole in the middle. We call it the sound hole. Okay? So bridge, saddle, pegs, sound hole. Body, neck, headstock, tuners. Yeah? At the top of the neck, we have a nut, an N-U-T. That just raises ever so slightly the strings up so that they're just hovering above the neck rather than resting on it. If they were resting on it, we'd get buzzing. We don't want that. We need it to be a little bit clear. That's like this little thing here. Yep, okay. Now, I'm going to take one string. Now, hopefully you remember from elephants that low E string is an E. It's a low E string, obviously. Now, if I ascend that string and put my finger between these metal markers, as I ascend, the pitch of the note changes. He's getting higher. The higher this way I go, the higher the note gets. Now, that brings us to these metal markers here. These are frets. The guitar is a fretted instrument, fretted stringed instrument. Now, each fret represents one semitone or one key on the piano, if you like, the kind of keyboard on a piano. Yeah, so if I do it on the high E string, that's how we can change the note, yeah? Now don't worry too much about that at the moment. Do remember that these things here are called frets. And on my guitar, I've got some really helpful dots on the side of the neck. I've got one here, 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 and here. So when I'm kind of playing away, looking down at the side of the neck, and I've got these little markers. So I've got one at the 5th fret, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th. Yep, okay. I think that's enough for our first video. Yep, so get to grips with all of that stuff. The notes are different strings, E, A, D, G, B, E, which is elephants, donkeys, grow big ears. The different parts of the guitar, the body, the bridge, saddle, string pegs, sound hole, neck, frets, headstock, tuners. Get that memorised. Enjoy.